After being on top of the world for a few seasons, the Snowfall series finale left Franklin Saint worse off than where he began. The conclusion has caused viewers to express a range of emotions. Some believe that the narcissist Franklin, who used drugs to destroy his community, deserved the ending he got, while others think it was too harsh and tragic. Some admirers even cried for Franklin. Today we will break down these two perspectives and let you decide for yourself if the ending was fair. But before that, support us by subscribing to our channel. Franklin has lost his family, his money, his business, and his way out of the illicit drug trade. The new broken Franklin, who has turned to consuming alcohol, is entirely alone, living in misery and poverty in his mother's house. He hasn't paid property taxes on the house, and at the end of the episode, the city authorities seize the property, leaving him without the last thing he had to his name and without shelter. Now homeless, Franklin walks away from his best friend Leon, disheveled and empty, with an alcohol addiction and none of the promise of who he or his life were supposed to be. Franklin went from having a private jet to being excited when Leon handed him $20 to spend at the corner store in the finale. Perhaps this isn't the ending Snowfall fans wanted. Some may have preferred for him to die or end up in prison. He lost his soul, himself, and his fortune, and all the people he once loved are just ghosts to him now. Franklin's outcome is a reminder that some ends are often far worse, more bitter, and more heartbreaking than death. This miserable life of Franklin in the finale has a lot to do with the betrayal and terrible decisions made by those closest to him. Uncle Jerome and Aunt Louie breaking away to run their own drug operation was the starting point of Franklin's downfall. That was the beginning of all the tragedies that befell him. Also, Teddy stole Franklin's fortune just as he was planning to quit the drug business and start a clean business. Even though some people think it is not possible to live a peaceful life on blood money. His mother, Sissy, shot Teddy seconds before he could transfer half of the $73 million he stole from Franklin. Franklin still had some hope, but that hope was completely crushed when his partner, Veronique, cleared the remaining $800,000 in the bank account and ran away, leaving him alone with nothing and nobody, at the very time he needs her and that money the most. This is heartbreaking. The more people Franklin lost, the harder it was for him to control the business. Being the boss and controlling everything has its own consequences when things start to go sideways. Franklin quickly ran out of money and partners, which brought his reign to an end. The wrong decisions people close to him made happened to be coming back to him all at once. He was the only one left to pay the price of everyone's crime by living a humiliated life, which the producers think is worse than death. Aunt Louie has managed to escape arrest, and Sissy seems to be serving her sentence peacefully, as it was her decision to be there. Veronique has run away with $800,000 and is probably living a peaceful life, while Leon, who is also at the apex of the drug business, went to Ghana with his wife wanted to build a peaceful life. Gustavo happens to get the happiest ending, as he gets back to the ring, living a modest life as a coach, with the hope of reconnecting with Zayamara and his kids. Some people think it is unfair to give him the worst fate when his partners in crime are living a relatively better life. But if you look at it from another perspective, Franklin also didn't treat the people around him fairly or with respect, so them jumping out of the ship is understandable. In his eyes, they worked for him, and he owed them nothing, disregarding the sacrifices and work they also put in to help build his empire. As Franklin's power and success increased, he became a cruel, calculated, and cold man without morals who went against his family and his better judgment to make it big. He did not value the opinions of those closest to him. Countless people lost their lives on his watch too, not to mention the irreparable damage the sale and consumption of his product did to his community. His mother tried to persuade him away from the lifestyle for years, but her son's actions even led her to prison, with both her brother Jerome and her husband Alton dead. Once he attempted to right his wrongs and pull out of the game, it was far too late for everyone involved. And we see the talented young man who could have been anything he wanted to be but decided to use his talents and skills to build a drug empire end up on the streets living a miserable life. His future is uncertain, but from what we saw, the possibilities of him ever bouncing back look bleak. Will he survive on the streets? Will he be killed? Will he succumb to the same drugs he sold and give in to the addictions that haunted his father, Alton, all along? In the end, Franklin chose this fate. He made plenty of terrible decisions each step of the way, including not stashing emergency money away that no one else knew about and trusting the wrong people. This is why some people say that his ultimate downfall was all his own doing. Tell us what you think in the comments section.